Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to Full Time Devils. I am Adam McCullough and we are live with a special MUFC transfer daily live. Now, since Manchester United's transfer window closed, I've been quiet. I haven't been doing many of these videos. I've only had to pop up to talk about Romelu Lukaku and Alexis Sanchez, and I'm having to do that again tonight as we're getting breaking reports, breaking news from reliable sources like Simon Stone and Fabrizio Romano that Alexis Sanchez is a done deal to Inter Milan. Now, it's a loan without an option to buy. Inter Milan will pay 5 million of his 12 million euro per year wages, so they're paying almost half of his wages. We're paying over half of his wages while he plays for Inter Milan. These are the reports that we're getting tonight. We sold his mate, his Dragon Ball Z loving mate, to Inter Milan. He scored in a 4-0 victory for them over Lecce. And now Alexis Sanchez could be going there to revitalise his career, or probably not, given what we saw at Manchester United. And we're here today for reaction to the reports, to the breaking reports. As I said, nothing official yet, just reliable reports that Alexis Sanchez is a step closer to being an Inter Milan player, and he'll be in Milan to do his medical and sign a contract with the club tomorrow. Now, it comes at an interesting time for Manchester United. It comes at a time where Anthony Martial has picked up a thigh strain and could be out of the game against Southampton at the weekend. We've just dropped points against Crystal Palace, losing at home, and we're thin up top. And we're selling Alexis Sanchez, well, letting him go on loan. Now, it is a weird one, but it's an understandable one. Alexis Sanchez hasn't done anything for Manchester United of note. He's had one good game, if that, for Manchester United. And him going isn't an issue. The only issue is the lack of depth Manchester United already have, getting even thinner when Alexis Sanchez leaves. And I want your reaction to all of that tonight. Now, Top Dude says this is a joke. Clueless, get him gone. Alexis Sanchez isn't Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's fault, is it? It isn't Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's fault. Let's be real with that one. Sanchez and Lukaku to get 40 goals in Serie A, says Jamie Dunn. I think Lukaku will get goals. I think he would have got 15, 20 goals for us, but he obviously doesn't fit in with the way we want to play, and he wouldn't have wanted to be a backup striker. Burnout says sell, not good enough. Obviously, this isn't a sale. This is a deal where he's going on loan. Hopefully, he does well. They want to buy him at the end of it, but we don't know about that one just yet. We need the depth until we buy, says Oladipo, saying in the comments. Greenwood and James have to get 30 goals between them, says Chris. Come on. Sanchez didn't get 30 goals on his own. Never mind them two getting 30 goals between them. I think James could get 5 to 10 goals. He's obviously already got 2. I would like to think Greenwood could get over 5 goals, which would be decent for a first season in the Premier League. Jones, backup striker, says Devil Dan, and you know what, he is joking, but the problem for United is we've got 2 players that could play in number 9, like first team members, before we're talking about Mason Greenwood and Rashford and Martial. But if Martial plays 9, Rashford starts. If Rashford plays 9, Martial starts more often than not. So you haven't got a striker on the bench beyond Mason Greenwood. Now, Alexis Sanchez for me was a waste of space. And you know what? I think it's a summer that is hit and miss. Hit and miss. The players we've actually let go aren't an issue. Lukaku, Sanchez, letting, Matic not be in the first team. Even letting Herrera go. That's not the problem has been replacing them. That has been the major problem for Manchester United. And it's penny pitching by those Glazers yet again, recouping money on the last day of the transfer window in the form of Romelu Lukaku. Knowing we couldn't replace him, we couldn't reinvest that money. And United had spent 70 to 80 million. We were outspent by Aston Villa this summer. We were outspent by Fulham last summer. At a time when we're trying to catch up with Manchester City. I don't care if Sanchez goes. He didn't do anything for us. I don't care if Lukaku goes. He was clearly not fitting in with what was at play here at United. The signings we made were very good. Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, they improved that first 11. But beyond that, we never got what we needed, and it's a problem, and it's going to come back to haunt us this season in the Premier League. I said it at the start of the league. The optimistic side of me thinks, you know what? Everyone plays well, everyone performs, we can get into that top 4 position. I don't think Chelsea are going to perform. It's between probably us and Arsenal. But already you're looking at it, and our luck hasn't been in at all. Injury to Martial. You know, results haven't gone out. That's not luck. That's poor performance against Crystal Palace. But it's a problem. It is a problem. We are thin on players now, says Andrew Tate. I don't know if that's the Andy Tate. John Gary Navidas is spot on, money wasted. He might not have fitted, but he's a different option. Lukaku should have been told to fight for his place, says Zephyr. If you're a £75 million striker, are you going to take being second choice? I don't think he is at his age. Chun says Glazers out. Lone Wolf says, can I get a quick recap? And for you guys that are joining us late here on Full Time Devils, here on MUFC Transfer Daily Live, here as we get breaking news that Alexis Sanchez to Inter Milan is more or less a done deal. Reliable sources, Fabrizio Romano, Simon Stone reporting that a deal has been done, a loan deal for Alexis Sanchez to join Inter Milan. They'll pay just under half of his wages. United will be paying €7 million of his €12 million per year salary. He'll join Inter Milan on a loan move with no option to buy. So United haven't even got that. We might get 15 million at the end of it. We're paying 7 million for him to pay elsewhere. Is he that bad of a character and an influence around? He must have been fucking awful. You hear stories about him at Arsenal at the end of his career at Arsenal and how it went sour and how, you know, Arsenal players didn't want him around the team. He was doing dodgy stuff. They just wanted rid of him. I've heard stories about that, about him at Arsenal. Could that be the case with him now at United? He's hardly around. He's always running on a beach somewhere with his dogs out of breath or taking pictures of himself somewhere. He's never really been at Manchester United, been at Carrington anyway. But is he that much of a bad influence? Is the fact that he's on such big bucks doing absolutely fuck all upsetting the changing room that much? I think it has been an issue in terms of De Gea's contract, Herrera's contract, probably Pogba talking. They're probably thinking, yo, what's this dude doing? He's on 350 grand a week plus bonuses. He doesn't even kick a ball for us. He hasn't performed. It's not a problem that he's going. The problem is United have a lack of depth now in those striking positions. Martial, Rashford, Mason, Greenwood. Those are our options. Someone joked earlier, Phil Jones. He might be. Big D says good riddance. Now, you know what? One thing I have seen with it, and I spoke about this on one of the FTD premium videos I recorded today. But I'll speak about a little bit about it now for you guys that obviously ain't on there. If you want to join, then feel free to join. You know, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is actually getting rid of the deadwood in the team. He doesn't play Smalling and Jones. Ashley Young was out of the team up until Luke Shaw got injured. And he wouldn't be in the team if the low was fit. Matic out of the team. Alexis out of favour. Romelu Lukaku out of favour. Now, I don't think Lukaku was particularly dead wood, but he didn't fit in with the way we wanted to play. So he has actually got rid of some of the players that we didn't like their style of football. The problem is we didn't replace them. We haven't replaced them. And it's going to be a problem. And the thing is, no one's turning on Ole, because whilst Ole, look, I said it at the time, it was a dangerous giving him the job because he might be out of his depth. But the one thing is, though, he gets the club and he'll know what kind of players that need to be at United. So I have no doubt when he moves on, whether he wins trophies or not, whether he wins loads of games or not, I have no doubt when he moves on, the squad will be in a healthier position because he would have identified players that need to get shot. He would have identified players that need to stay. And he's brought in some good players. So I have no doubt the makeup of the squad will be better than it is when he received it. The problem is the huge lack of depth. It's going to cost us. You see in the Premier League, our competition, and you look at the depth that Liverpool have in midfield. Keita and Fabinho don't always start for them. You look at Man City, in their midfield, spoilt for options. United's midfield, beyond Pogba, we've got nothing. Up top, Rashford and Martial, fantastic talents. I want them to do well, and I believe they will. They will have great careers, but that's what we're relying on for all of our goals almost. Not almost, in fact. It's difficult, man. The lack of depth is going to be a big issue, no question. Rita with some positives. Dan James looks good. Is Martial out injured, says Shane? There's no confirmation yet, but there's talk he could miss the Southampton game. Is this fake or is it really a done deal, says Jad? It's not an official done deal yet. There are reports from reliable sources that it is a done deal, and he will fly out to Italy tomorrow to complete that deal. We're live here on Full Time Devils talking about the news regarding Alexis Sanchez and of course him joining Inter Milan on loan. What's happening there? Is he about to join? Is he on that flight to Italy? What are your thoughts? The depth that United will be lacking without him. Give us your thoughts on that in the comments below. Make sure you're keeping it locked to Full Time Devils. Make sure you're keeping it locked and you're getting all your thoughts in on Alexis Sanchez to Inter Milan. I realise I put the wrong thumbnail in. I have fixed that now. What am I playing at, eh? Don't know what day it is here. To be fair, it's quite late, so the day is changing. But guys, yeah, the news reports coming through in regards to Alexis Sanchez, and I'm going to dive into some of your comments as well now. We've been live for about 10 minutes, so we'll keep this flowing. We've got a good amount of people in. It's all popping. Would you play Gomez over Lingard, says Shane? I would like to see Gomez given an opportunity. It was a shame he wasn't on the bench to bring him in. Greg says Inter are going to be the old United. They're probably going to sign Darmian as well soon, and then bring in Jose Mourinho when Conte gets set. What did Sanchez do? We were short in attack with him, says Rich. Sanchez can go as far as he can, says Cara. Buy Sancho or Zaha in January, says David. You don't normally get those deals done in January. Good job, Ollie, says Josie, who's happy to see the back of Alexis Sanchez. Even if Sanchez stays, we still have no depth at the moment. Greenwood Chung is much better than him. I agree with what you're saying there. I'd rather see Greenwood and Chung given games, but like you say as well, Marvin, we still have no depth with or without Alexis Sanchez. We saw that Ajax team, we are in a good way, says Hamza with a positive comment. Will we see Brandon Williams as lone wolf? Possibility, he could be on the bench. Delo's out, Luke Shaw's out, Ethan Laird's out, so it could be a possibility Brandon Williams is involved. Not sure if the 23s are playing this week. If he's not in that squad, then it will be interesting to see. Score prediction versus Southampton to CH7. We'll talk about Southampton a little bit later, but I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to United, although I'm not sure about that one. Do you think we're going to win next week? If that just answered that. Ali said he will play a lot for us this season and that he's a quality player, yet goals and sales in no replacement or backup, says It's Con. And he finishes with an Ollie out. You really want to see a manager gone for getting rid of Alexis Sanchez? How many games has he even... You know what's funny? That video of us celebrating when he signed, obviously going about at the moment, obviously happens to the best of us. But Alexis Sanchez, I want to see how many games he's actually played for us. Let me have a look. Let's have a look. Alexis Sanchez, career statistics, how many games he played for us. The guy played 45 games and scored 5 goals for us. 45 games and scored 5 goals for us. 1 goal every 9 games. He was one of the best strikers in the league when we signed him. And look what he turned into. Absolute dog shit. Should have signed Herving Lozano, cheap and good. I'm getting transferred to bed, says Jacob. Sanchez is not a done deal, says Ben Cooper. It's reported at the moment that it is a done deal. United should sign Ben Arthur. What? Last I seen, he was fat. 8 million per goal, says Douglas. He won't be missed, says Jay Hanson. Ollie will bear the brunt of the board's mistakes. Another manager let down by the owners, says Mr. Mact, and I agree with you there. Nice one, David. He just come for the money, says Cara. And we saw in the summer, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer didn't want to sign players if they were only interested in coming in for the money. And maybe seeing someone like Alexis Sanchez leaving the club is a sign that we're moving in that direction and we're looking to get rid of those types of players. But leaves us with massive depth, heaps even more pressure on the likes of Mason Greenwood, Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford. Now, we at Manchester United love youngsters being given an opportunity. If they can stay fit, then they're all going to get a load of game time. Hopefully they'll score a load of goals and it'll be a massive season for their development. But the problem is, if we have injuries, if we have a lack of form, dips in form, which as young players, you have to accept that they will do, then it's going to be a problem for Man United in terms of where we get our goals from. We've already seen we have a problem in creation, in creating opportunities for those players. Now Martial, Rashford, they were making some good runs at the weekend at times, but they weren't being found constantly. And Pogba's the only one that can really do that job. Who else beyond Paul Pogba? Like I said, referring to City before, if De Bruyne don't create, Bernardo Silva, David Silva, someone else will create. And United don't have that. I thought Ole made a mistake against Palace in terms of not playing someone like Juan Mata in place of Jesse Lingard. Jesse Lingard's clearly out of form. Play Juan Mata against a team that's going to sit back. He doesn't need that much pace. We're going to have the ball. We had the ball most of the time. Someone like Juan can thread a through ball, find that pass, and it's a difference. We haven't got enough of those players. And most of us fans said that in the summer. So I'm not saying it now after the fact or in hindsight. I said it as well. Lacking major depth. And it's a sign of Glazeronomics yet again. Failing to back the manager in the window. And it could come to cost Manchester United. Now, I'm not saying Alexis Sanchez would have scored goals. Lukaku would have been a success. Herrera would have been the man. But without those players in the squad, we haven't even got depth or competition in those areas. So we needed to replace them. Now, you can replace them from within. I don't mind that for one player, two players, maybe rotation players. But we're expecting main players. We're expecting McTominay to be the man. I love him as a squad player, but he's not the man. Shouldn't be starting week in, week out for us. And he is. So we're in a weird position at the moment. I see what Ollie's doing in terms of the makeup of the squad, in terms of getting rid of some players, in terms of the signings we have made. But the business coming in has been too slow. And the business going out has been too slow. If we got rid of Lukaku, Sanchez earlier in the window, we're in a position to replace them. We've cleaned up. The wage bill has been so massively cleaned up. Lukaku, big wages. Herrera would have been on a decent wage. Like Herrera's wages, him going, Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka's wages are probably as much as Herrera's was. Lukaku's gone. Maguire's not going to be on more than Lukaku was. Now we're saving half a Sanchez. The wage bill has been massively trimmed. Fellaini went. A lot of younger players in this team. It's not still. When you see it, you need to open your eyes to it. It's happening in front of us. So it's going to be a long season, man. I just hope the younger players can come through for us and Ollie can get some result. We need a result on Saturday. Take the pressure off a little bit. I'm not going to be screaming for a manager's head, but you know, you need to take the pressure off with a result. But Alexis Sanchez, done deal to Inter Milan. We're hearing reports tonight that Alexis Sanchez could be on the way to Inter Milan, could be doing his medical and signing the deal tomorrow, which will see him join Inter Milan in a loan deal, with Inter Milan paying 5 million of his 12 million per year wages and United not installing the buy option in there. So we're retaining control over his future. If he has a good season there, then we may be in a stronger position to recoup a transfer fee for him and recoup a lot of the wages we've spunked on him. Where's Fred, says Ben, which is a massive question. Young up top, says Gary. It's going to be an up and down season. What about a Zlatan return? I don't think Zlatan's coming back, to be totally honest with you. But the way Man United are run, it wouldn't be a surprise to see that happen at all. Jesus. Keep your comments coming in, keep it interactive here on Full Time Devils as we're discussing the news that Alexis Sanchez is on his way to Inter Milan in what is looking like a done deal, loan move. Inter Milan signing Alexis Sanchez. Keep those comments, keep those thoughts coming in. Make sure you're liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing. Before I leave, let me let you guys know that the podcast is dropping tomorrow on the Full Time Devils YouTube channel. There's also a video dropping as well on the Full Time Devils Premium channel. The podcast is also available on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, Audio Boom. So subscribe to us on there if you're already on there. Later this week as well, we'll have the preview for the Southampton game, which is obviously going to be on the YouTube channel as well. So make sure you keep it locked for much, much more coming your way on Full Time Devils on the evening when Alexis Sanchez seems a step closer to becoming an Inter Milan player and linking up with his bum chum, Romelu Lukaku. I have been Adam McCullough. This has been Full Time Devils. You guys have been absolute legends. See you later.